Hello and welcome to a YouTube video on labeling parcels and the map check report. These features are in TBC, Trimble Business Center, version 4.10 and later. Here we have a plan for a subdivision in southwestern Ohio. I have this image georeferenced in TBC. These are the parcels that go through. For this video, I will be focusing on parcel 9076, and here we have the outside property lines. Where the map check report comes in is when I used to be a cadastral surveyor, the first thing I would do when arriving at a site is work out the boundaries of the property and make sure that if I cogoed around the outside of the parcel, that my start and end point would be either the same coordinate or very close to the same coordinate. Occasionally I would come across a parcel that didn't close, and then I knew that there was something up, there's something wrong with the plan. So I would send the information back to my office and we'd have to contact the surveyor that put the plan together. So you, as a TBC user, have the ability to calculate the misclosure on your parcels to make sure that that never happens. I imagine that that is embarrassing. Let's get into it, shall we? So, if I want to replicate this subdivision, as I've already done, let me turn the layer on. See these purple lines? We have the subdivision already created. This was done with the create cogo command. There's a great YouTube video. Check out the link that should be on your screen now to see the YouTube video on how this command works. But we've added a few new things to it in TBC version 4.10, and those features are included in later versions of TBC. Basically, it's a command line type input where you can type in with abbreviations and directions. So here we have starting coordinate 10,000, 10,000, and then we go through, and so LX is line extend, and we have the distance that each one of these lines extends. When you click in the command box here, it highlights the line segment that that command is related to on your subdivision. So the idea with this is with your hands never leaving the keyboard, you can input an entire plan very quickly and easily. So now here on the map check tab of Create Cogo, we can do a few things here. The first thing I'll do is here on maximum misclosure, I'm going to make this something small, say 5 thousandths, to demonstrate what happens when we aren't meeting our maximum misclosure. If there's Create Cogo line work in your project, you do not need to select it. You can just hit Create. And we have 14 parcels that failed due to too much misclosure. And the parcels that we can see are the ones that worked. So I'll put this back up to what it was, 0.328 of a foot. My project is in US survey feet. So I'll go and create the new parcels, and there we have them. In some municipalities, you're required to have a separate parcel for the roadway. Let's say in this case we don't, so I can just click on the roadway parcel and hit remove, and it'll take the roadway parcel out. Here we have 2 flags. Let's check out what those are for. 23, parcel 23. The precision of 12,995 is below the threshold of 15,000. For this project, that's okay. So I'm going to go and reduce my precision required. So up here in the project settings, we can do computations, cogo, minimum precision. Let's set this to 12,500. Down here we get a nice definition of what minimum precision is. Precision is the ratio of the parcel's perimeter distance divided by the sum of the misclosures. Parcels with precisions less than this threshold will be flagged. Perfect. So that's taken care of. Close our flags pane. If we zoom in here, we can see that the subdivision plan has this parcel labeled as 9066, and we go around increasing sequentially. So in order to easily renumber our parcels, in order to match what we have on the plan, we come down here for parcel name, and we can do 9066, and then we can go through and renumber each of our parcels so that it lines up with what is on the subdivision plan. Consistency is a lovely thing. There we go. All of our parcels match up with what is on our subdivision plan. All right, so now into the label parcels. When we come in here into label parcels, automatically all of our parcels are selected. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to hit the backspace key inside the multi-select lines to label, and I'm just going to select that one that I mentioned earlier, parcel 9076. So let's go ahead and label that parcel. Here we have our labels pop up. We have a bearing and a distance for each of our outside segments, and we have a bearing or a chord bearing, a arc length, and a radius of arc for our arc length. So now let's close out of here, and we will jump back out here, and we will pull up a map check report. The map check report calculates the misclosure for each of the parcels that you have selected when the map check report is generated. So here we have all our typical report information, our project file and our coordinate system, and then we have our project or our local site settings, and then we get our traverse length and our total misclosure, which is what is used to generate or calculate our precision ratio. The precision ratio is the traverse length divided by the total misclosure, and we have our scale factor, the size of the parcel, where it came from, and then we have for our misclosure, there are two sources of misclosure on this parcel. So we have a northing and easting for each of them, the bearing from one endpoint to another endpoint for our misclosure, and then we have the magnitude of it, the distance, and then the latitude and departure of each of those misclosures. And here on our next page, so here we have the individual line segments that make up parcel 9076. We have an arc, a line, some misclosure, line, line, misclosure, line, line. And we have the northern and easting of the start of each of those sections, as well as, you can read here, the line or chord bearing and the line or arc length, as well as the arc radius for the arcs. On our next page, we have our labeling precision misclosure. We have another video that goes over what this is. Check out the link down there in the corner to go watch that video. And here we have a nice chart that shows our parcel 9076. We have our point numbers labeled. We have our bearings and lengths for each of the chords along the outside, and we have the information for our arc on here. Back to the plan view. So there's how hard it was to make one of our parcels. If we now remove that labeling, we can add the labeling for all of our parcels and create a similar report that goes through every single one of these parcels. And there you have it, labeling parcels and the map check report. Let me know in the comments below what you liked about this video, what you didn't like, where you think I could improve, what you think I should touch on more. As always, thanks for watching.